Hello and welcome to Broadsword Wargaming. My name is Oliver and in this video I am joined by Kira and we are going to do a mega hobby saving unboxing unbundling sponsored by TEMU. Now they sent us 4 massive sacks of goodies, loads of things, literal actual sacks like this, full of random stuff that I ordered off the internet.
Yes.
When they sponsors come knocking, they gave us money, how could we not? That's what you say.
Oh, when sponsors come knocking and they give us money, how can we not?
Exactly. So I ordered 4 kind of random bundles. Hobby stuff, tools, terrain things, and misc.
Yeah.
General miscellaneous items. Yeah. You don't know what they are.
I don't know what they are, but I do know that they are going to be cheap. So I'm excited to see if the quality's good, if the quality's bad. Is it worth ordering? Is it going to save you money if you order your hobby supplies off TEMU?
Yes, with a €500 budget, I was set loose on the TEMU website. The only restriction was that my purchases had to be hobby related. Now, rather than sticking strictly to brushes and paints, I wanted to explore what else was available. This is likely not the first video of this kind you've seen online, nor probably will it be the last, but I do hope I've managed to find a couple of slightly different and useful items. So stick with us as we go through and review the good, the bad, and, well, the downright ugly.
Okay, let's get stuck into the painting supplies. We've got paint, paintbrushes, palettes, cutting mats, loads of stuff to work our way through.
I love these. I did know he was ordering cutting mats for me, but I didn't realize they'd be pink and purple cutting mats. Obviously, these are going to be used on stream. They're actually really thick and bendy. I know they're not magnetic, but they have that feel, you know, of a magnet. Maybe they are magnetic.
Alright, let's make a start with this airbrush. Now this airbrush kit does not come with a compressor. You will need a compressor of your own if you're going to use this. I have used airbrushes like this before. It's in fact the same kind of one I learned to airbrush with all those years ago. And to be honest, I thought it was good then, and I think this one here is good as well. For the money, you can't really go wrong. It's clean, it's accurate, it has a couple of different nozzles for you. If you were to damage it and you were learning to airbrush, not a problem. If you're looking for a second airbrush, something to do base coats or varnishing with, I would recommend this. I honestly can't say anything bad about it. Easy to clean, easy to use, does the job.
These artist brushes actually were really nice quality. The handles felt really comfortable and the bristles were really soft. Only 1 or 2 of them were the right size for miniature painting, so probably not the best, but I really liked them. The oil brush set, on the other hand, way too big. Can't even really say you can use them for terrain because the bristles tend to flake off. Then this third little packet of brushes were more like kids' brushes, not even worth going through. But then we have some paint pens to try and use, which I'm excited for because I've not tried paint pens before. We also have a set of metallic paints that look really interesting, so let's try them out on a base.
If you like anything you've seen so far, make sure to download the TEMU app using my link below or use the code DNH6893 in the TEMU search bar and you'll get a free €100 coupon bundle. Plus, if you're a new user, you can grab one of my favourite TEMU picks for under €1. Don't miss out, just tap the link below or use the code DNH6893.
Welcome to Kira's painting corner. I'm not in the corner of the room, but this is my painting corner. And I've been set up with all of the hobby painting supplies that he got, I guess. I see multiple brush sets, paints. We're going to try them all out on a pre-primed sprue.
Plastic paint palette to apply the metallic paints, and we're using one of those fine detail brushes from the start that I mentioned. The brush actually works really well. It's just the fact that there's only 1 or 2 brushes in the set that would suit miniature painting. That's the only reason I wouldn't suggest getting that. The paints apply nicely. They're opaque, they're shiny, they're pretty smooth. I did find that they were different. So 2 different colors. One was much thinner than the other. So you'd probably have to know what you're doing to get the right consistency, but they are okay. Then you've got the paint pens, which I don't think I've ever used a paint pen before. But yeah, the coverage was really good. I was surprised by these. The silver was much nicer than the gold, but they come as a pack of 3, so you kind of have to get all 3 anyway. But yeah, I really like the paint pens.
Finally, we have this acrylic display stand.
Oh.
Maybe don't buy that one.
Next up, we have the terrain-orientated segment of the video, so get ready for some plastic trees.
This section is one that interests me quite a lot. I love terrain and I love to make my boards as realistic as possible, as easily as possible. First up, I ordered 4 bonsai trees, and I know you're thinking, why did you order crazy massive trees? Well, a lot of the time you see trees just aren't big enough. These I was hoping would be massive to sort of create big oak trees, big massive trees standing against mainly Warhammer Fantasy models, but of course you could base these up and use them for any of your game systems. They're actually really good, they're ideal. They have a little screw, plastic screw basically in the bottom, which sits in the tubs. You can get rid of those, you don't need those when you're wargaming. And then you could either mount it up on some sort of MDF or polystyrene, or cut the screw off altogether and leave it flat. They are large, and that's good. They look like the kind of fish tank terrain, so the plastic leaves don't look ultra realistic. But if you had them all like this, you could have 4, 6, 8 of these in a board and you'd not have to do much work. The only thing I'd say is one of them is more like a tentacle rather than wooden. So do avoid that one, because that will require some work. But you could either leave them as is, or you could spray them up and flock the trees, and they'd look really, really good. So they are a yes from me. Next up, I ordered a fish tank kind of ornament. Again, looking for scale, looking for size. I thought, marry this up with these bonsai trees, and you've got kind of a lizard man-y sort of themed board. Again, has the plastic leaves. You could flock them, leave them, pull them off. It already is dry brushed. I think the scale is pretty good. It looks like a nice one. We get a couple of those and a couple of trees, and that is basically a full board done. If you wanted to go a slightly different way, I ordered palm trees, a cactus, a little cactus palm tree coconut pile, and a weird thin cactus. Again, all of these I think are good. They come separately based, so you could either leave them as individuals or you could group them up, which is something I do. Maybe add a slight water effect and you've got kind of an oasis. You need quite a lot of those, but I'm thinking for my Tomb Kings or my Space Marines who are fighting on deserty bases, these would be really, really good. The cactus is quite thin, this one, not as good. This cactus is large and in charge, and then there's like a pile of pineapples or something. Again, it's already based, so I mean, that would require very little work. Then I ordered these trees. These, I'm going to say, are far too small. You never really know sometimes the scale of things until you get them. I say they're even too small to be bushes because they literally look like small trees. So I don't think they're really any good to us as wargamers. Sure, if you're playing maybe 8mm or 6mm, you could find use for them, but not something I would use myself.
The final part of this section is foam flock and grass tufts. Now, these didn't really warrant a full review. This is the foam flock, a dark and a light green. It's fine. It's okay. It's middle of the range. It could have been milled a little more to give more variety, but you could definitely use this on any of your wargaming projects. Finally, the tufts, again, they're perfectly fine. They didn't have the best glue on the bottom, so you'd probably need to glue them to your bases, but they're usable despite the fact they all look exactly the same.
This is the tools section, the tools bundle. Ollie will be doing most of this. I'm going to check out this streaming light because I feel like I could definitely use this for my Twitch streams.
It's a light with a clamp. Ah, he knows I need one of these. This is going to be great. How long is the lead? That's relatively long. That's going to fit in the back of my computer. That can clamp on my hobby desk. Bob's your uncle. It feels really heavy, and in my brain, heavy means good quality. That's perfect.
Now for the second airbrush of the video. This is an all-in-one airbrush with a compressor that can be charged by a USB cable. I have used this kind of thing before and I can't say I was overly impressed. I was hoping I could get this to work. I tried a lot of different thinners, a lot of consistency. It has 3 different power settings. One of the problems is you can't control the airflow, you can just control the paint. And because of that, I really struggled to get a nice consistent base coat. You can just about use it, but after 20 minutes of trying, I gave up. Not for me.
We're on to the miscellaneous section next. Some of this is a bit random. I say a bit, I mean a lot. And it is very random. I don't know what he was thinking with this one, but let's check out the stuff.
The most random thing that he bought. I don't even really know what he was thinking with this one. This just screams. Kira would like this. Bear with me. A. Oh. A. I feel fancy. This is more of a decorative item as opposed to like a useful item. Although I can put my trinkets in it. It's this cute little guy. It's a cauldron on legs. Now, I recognize it from something, but I can't remember what I feel like that's from something, but I can't put my finger on it. It's a trinket box. It might have another use, but I don't know. I'm going to use it to keep my trinkets.
This DIY bookend is one of the things I was most looking forward to having set up so we could see if it was good, because it looks amazing. But inside is just so many pieces. It's like a million pieces that I'll never be able to put together. If you look at the instructions, it's like, I feel like I need a soldering thing. I don't know. But no, I'm never going to put this together.
Last but least, I'm looking at this USB colourful ambient light. I thought this was the kind of thing you could use in your room, in your hobby space, or even in the background of videos. It works, it clicks together, you can pull it apart, so easier for storage, and it has a stand with it. You couldn't really ask for a lot more. I can change all the different settings, all the different light ways. Yeah, it's fine. It's lightweight, but it'll do the job. And there we have it. That is the last of our TEMU picks. Hopefully you found something you like. For me, I have to say, I think I found more things useful than I thought I would when I started this video. The terrain pieces for me are probably the winners. I really liked the big trees for the price that they were, and I probably will be buying myself more of those and more of the aquatic scenery to go with it. So with that, take care, and I'll catch you in the next one.